Columbine. One word, 9 simple letters that when said evoke an immediate memory of a horrible day when 2 teenagers executed massacre on a Colorado high school. But why? Why has Columbine remained steadfast in the memory of so many when countless other historic tragedies seem to fade in memory as time passes? And why do students born after Columbine still know about this specific school shooting? Columbine was certainly not the first school shooting, and unfortunately, so many have occurred since. Yet the memory of Columbine remains comparatively strong. The memory of Columbine is indelible to public memory and is constantly underlying school shootings that occur today. On April 20th, 1999, Dylan Klebold and Eric Harris entered Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado at approximately 11:19 a.m. After 16 minutes of gunfire within the school, there would be 12 students and 1 teacher found deceased, and 23 others wounded. The attackers then turned the gun on themselves. But what followed was to become what could only be described as a media frenzy. Littleton is only half an hour from Denver, so several news crews were able to be on the scene immediately following the initial attack. The aftermath of the massacre in Columbine was covered on live television, and even though this tragedy occurred in a small town, it was felt throughout the world due to this nonstop media coverage. Prior to this, there had been little to no media coverage on school shootings, primarily due to the lack of mass technology. This media would go on to shape the nation's memory of this horrific day. People were so glued to watching this event, it became the second most covered news event of the 90s, only outranked by O.J. Simpson's car chase. The media is one of the main reasons the memory of Columbine remains in the forefront still today. After the shooting came a string of movies depicting events directly inspired by Columbine High School. Some of these movies were so realistic, certain scenes were thought to be actual security footage from Columbine. However, these realistic portrayals brought back extremely traumatic memories for survivors, and many begged for the cord to be cut on production. There was even a petition created that received 5,872 signatures, but what is really telling is the fact this petition was created in 2012. The fact the story of Columbine was flooding all avenues of media is a strong reason as to why it is so ingrained in our memory. Another reason it remains strong in public memory is due to the increase of copycat crimes following Columbine.
Today's Closer Look, the legacy of Columbine. Ever since that mayhem 15 years ago, we've seen more and more of these mass shootings, many by troubled young men inspired by the Columbine killers.
October 21st, 2013, a Nevada boy, only 12, shoots and kills a teacher, wounds 2 students, then takes his own life. Police find pictures of the Columbine killers on the boy's cell phone. April 9th, 2014, Franklin Regional High School near Pittsburgh. Chaos as a 16-year-old boy goes on a stabbing rampage, injuring 22. May 1st, police say they stopped a Minnesota boy, 17, from bombing and gunning down his classmates. All these cases share one common trait. All the suspects were inspired by or somehow tied to the Columbine tragedy.
Because of individuals who idolize these attackers and use it as a template, the memory and terror of Columbine lives on.
It was Eric Harris. I think I just see myself in him.
My Virginia Tech, none of them will beat me.
Operation Columbine is underway.
You find that the shooter, very often a teenage boy or 20-something young man, that person has been preoccupied with other school shootings in the past. And almost always, something brings them to Columbine, continues to haunt this country 19 years later.
There have been 74 cases of crimes copying Columbine, 21 of which were actually carried out. Columbine also marked a shift in how the country viewed school safety and security. The biggest change to occur after Columbine was a single entry point while all of the doors are locked. While this seems like a simple change, many schools pre-Columbine kept exterior doors open during the day. Today, active shooter drills such as these occur in every single school across the nation.
Boys and girls, we need to lock the door. Boys, I need you to clear this table.
Some schools have gone to ban backpacks or have a clear bag policy, or even arming their teachers. Schools are even arming their students with canned goods in hopes of distracting the shooter.
Make sure you have something in your hands to protect yourself. All right, let's go. After that's good.
These policies demonstrate how the public has never viewed school safety the same after school shootings started to become more mainstream, that era being marked by Columbine. The memory of Columbine continues and will continue to live on in these changes made to school security policies. These changes in policy did not only occur in schools, but with police response to active shooters. Prior to Columbine, the term active shooter was not fully understood by the public and police. But now, everything has changed. Many police departments are staging practice active shooter drills to know what to do in event of a school shooting. Responding officers enter the building immediately upon arrival. Since the average active shooter incident only lasts 12 minutes, it is crucial for these officers to work quickly. The lessons learned from Columbine have led to extensive changes in the response to an active shooter, and the memory of Columbine will forever remain with these changes in police work. 19 years later, we still see the attacks on Columbine acting as a barometer by which all future school shootings are compared. For these reasons, Columbine, that one small word, still has a huge impact on many aspects of how school safety is perceived today. Never forget is often the phrase that erupts in response to a traumatic event, and I think it holds extra meaning with this particular event. It is so important that this memory of Columbine remains steadfast because we can only learn how to resolve the problem of school shootings by learning from past shootings. Columbine will be indelible in the Americans' public mind for many years to come because of its impact on our memory and how it impacted the way society views school shootings and its effects on school and police policy.